Today I was speaking at a company. They're extremely selective with who they hire. When I started my briefing on the topic of resilience, for whatever reason, I just felt like testing them. So first I introduced myself and then I asked them, do we have any winners in here? And I had them, and then they all just kind of like stopped. They were a little quiet. They were like, and then I got one person who kind of like nodded, and I was like, okay, one person, like, raise your hand. Do we have any winners? And then they realized, like, oh, wait. They had to think about it. They didn't instinctively be like, yep, I'm a winner. Where did that come from? You know, what makes it so that these guys don't think that they're winners? They were selected for, this company. Like, these guys have very sharp resumes. They're all very smart people with a lot of background years in their fields. And so I thought it was interesting that nobody instinctively raised their hands. And then funny, I was at that point, like later on in the briefing, I was messing with them as we were kind of bringing on the topics of resilience. And I was asking them, like, okay, what is like gratitude or reframing, like these types of topics, like what is it to them? And to my surprise, when I asked them what is the skill that they used the most, or that they like the most, and every single person said reframing, which I find so interesting because reframing is slept on. So reframing, if you don't know, reframing is where you have a thought and then you have an action. So typically you just react to whatever happens, right? Like you tell your kid, hey, be careful with that glass of milk, and then they immediately spill it. And then you're just like, oh my gosh, I just told you to be careful with that. And then you spill it, right? But reframing is, okay, the event happens. My natural instinct is like, I'm feeling like I want to get mad and yell, but accidents happen. They are a kid. So I'm gonna just take a deep breath and say, okay, let's clean it up. It's not the end of the deal. So reframing is where you are not reacting to something, but you are choosing how to act in accordance with your values and how you actually want to, which is not a common skill. And so, of course, I had to lay into them. I'm like, okay, all of you guys, your favorite or best skill is reframing. Like, of course, you guys are winners, right? So I was really hammering into them that you guys are winners. You've gone through this stuff before. This isn't your first time being trained on resilience and the importance of it. There was another guy that was speaking to them earlier, which was like an operational psychologist who's talking about like sleep and other things. Like, these guys are pretty high performers. And yeah, I got a few chuckles like later on when I was telling them on repeat, like just showing them examples of why they are winners. And of course they were just giving me examples, because every time that I talked to them, every time that I said something, these guys were on top of it, which I appreciate and I love. Because these resilience talks, it's not new. It's not their first time doing it. These are refreshers for them, which I like doing the refreshers. They tend to be pretty fun. But yeah, the main reason why I wanted to bring this topic up is that I'm in a room full of winners who none of them raised their hand to say, oh, I'm a winner. It took them a while. Now, yes, okay, I understand that smart people are gonna know all the things that they don't know. I get it. But why is there such a reluctance of your own capabilities and your own strengths to just be like, fuck yeah, I'm a winner? Like, if I was in that room, somebody's like, do we have any winners here? Hell yeah, my arm's going up. I am a winner. Because what is the alternative? Being a loser. Nobody wants to identify as a loser. And if you do, you're leaving your own performance on the table, right? So like there is an aspect of delusion almost that is needed for you to kind of take that charge of your life, to really be like, yeah, I'm a winner. I'm here. I'm showing up. I know all this stuff. Like, have some confidence in yourself. These guys have gone through challenges and tribulations. Like, they've made it this far. There really shouldn't be any doubts. Like, for example, let's say you meet somebody and they work at NASA. Do you think NASA hires losers? I mean, debatable, but no, right? So if you were talking to somebody who worked at NASA and you're like, oh, are you a winner? You would hope that they say yes. But I'm finding that it's not the case. So here's what I want you to do. As an act of confidence in yourself, I want you to hit the like button, because this is a place for winners. Okay, well, it's a place for losers to learn how to be winners too. But anyways, that's besides the point. If you are a winner, hit the like button, because I will see you and I will know that we got winners here. That's it. I see winners everywhere. Even people who don't think that they're winners, I can tell they're winners. They just haven't proved it to themselves yet. So, short story. Peace out, guys. Thanks for the ride.